Good afternoon, good afternoon. I know it's been a while since I uploaded this video and I promise I will do better. I want to come to you right quick and do this quick video on how to trace an image that you've probably found on Google or somewhere like that. So the images that I'm going to use are going to be something basic and simple because I promise you I'm not trying to violate any type of copyright laws. But I'm going to give you a couple of options on how to do this. Now, I am working in Silhouette Studio Designer Edition, but you can do this in the Basic Edition. And then there's other ways to do it. So the first thing I'm going to pull is this crossover. Let me try to make it a little bit bigger so you can see. So there's two ways you can trace. Now you can go to your panels button up here and then you will see trace. And then you'll have this little panel right here. So you click on this little piece of toast looking thing that says select trace image. So you're going to drag this little box over your cross. And then you will see that little yellow area. It's tracing everything that's going to be dark, the whole black image. You got your little threshold right here where you can either move it up to make the image a little bit bolder, or you can move it down. And you see once I've taken the threshold all the way to 0, there's nothing there to trace. So I'm going to move it up just a little bit to right there. And then you're going to come down here to this little toast looking thing and select trace. Now, once you select trace, you can move this out of the way, but I'm going to keep that right there because I want to show you something else. Now, what I do whenever I trace an image, I always add color just to see how it looks. So you click over here to your little panels, your little quick panels on the right side of your Silhouette Studio main screen, and then you see the colors will pop up. So I'll click black just to see what it looks like. That way you can kind of see if your image is a little crisp or clear or whatever the case may be. You can change it to whatever color you want. I just do black because black is easier to see. So let me move this out of the way and I'm going to show you something else. So we're going to trace this again. You can always go to your panels at the top screen, or you can come over here to the right side of your screen and open the trace panel. This little piece of toast looking thing. That's what it looks like to me. So you're going to select trace area again. And then we're going to trace this cross. Now, however, at the bottom, you have options. You have your trace, which is what you did earlier, or you can trace outer edge. Now, if you trace outer edge, all it's going to trace is the outside of that cross. It's not going to trace the whole actual cross itself. So I'm going to select that just for you to see. Sometimes you just want the outline of something, especially if you're trying to do a layered image and you want a solid black background. That's the option you would select. So I'm going to move this out of the way. I'm going to click on the image and then I'm going to go back to my color panel so I can show you again and see all it did. It just traced the outer edge of it. So here's the cross. When I, trace the whole cross, here is just the outer image of this cross. So you got a couple of options when you're tracing something. If you want the outer image, you can do that. Now, let me show you this other cross. I know I was speaking with someone in the group that I'm in on Facebook, and she was talking about ungrouping images and things of that nature. Now, when you trace something, it's not as simple as grouping or ungrouping. Sometimes you have to release the compound path in order to separate it. So I got this cross because you see you got the little sun back here. Let's say all we wanted was the cross and not the sun. So I'm going to go back over here to my trace feature. And then I'm going to select trace area. And I'm going to trace it. All right. So now this is what we're going to go with. Okay. So this looks pretty good. I'm going to go ahead and trace it. All right. Now let me move the original out of the way. And of course, I'll go ahead and make this black just so you can see what I'm going to do next. All right, so if you try to ungroup this, you see ungroup is gray, so you can't. What you can do, however, is release compound path. Now, whenever you do that, it's supposed to separate everything into individual. So you see it took the cross off to itself. And now these here are individual images. Individual pieces. Because when you release the compound path, it separates everything. I don't need this, so I'm going to delete it. So now, here you have the cross. If you just only wanted the cross from that image, after tracing, you can release compound path. As long as these the rays of the sun were not touching the cross, releasing the compound path will separate them. All right, let's try again here with the kitty. We got this cute little cat. Let me make that a little bit bigger. So we're going to go over here to the trace panel. We're going to trace this. And then that looks pretty good. I bring the threshold up just a little bit. Then we're going to select trace. All right, so it's traced this image. I'm going to go in. And of course, I'm going to turn it black again so you can see it. And here we are. We have the cat and the birds. Now, I'm sorry, those are not birds. Those are butterflies. Let's say all you want is just the cat, or all you want are the butterflies. We're going to right click it again. We're going to come down here to release compound path. All right. Now, with that being done, I can just move the butterflies out of the way. If I don't want the butterflies and I only want the cat. Now, right here, there's an area on his leg. If you see right here, this little white piece right here, now you see all that is black because you've released the compound path. What happens? So in order to make that back white again, because if you leave it like this, it's just going to cut that whole image out. So we're going to select everything, right click, and then make compound path. And you see there's that little space right there on his arm. I'm sorry, between his legs. And that's what you can do. And then the same thing on this cross. I'm going to duplicate because I always have a tendency to mess up. So at least I have another one. You can release compound path. And you see there's this little small image that was on the inside of the cross. So now there's another way. If you just only wanted this outside, you can release compound path and separate this little bitty one. Or you can just go ahead and trace the outer image. Now, if you want to put it back to the way it was, I'll try to get it centered. We're going to select both of them. Right click and make compound path. And so here's your image again. I just wanted to do this quick video right quick so everyone can see how to trace and how to release compound path. Thanks so much for viewing. There'll be more videos to come. If I did anything that was helpful, like and subscribe. Thank you. Be blessed and have a great day.